say, I wish we were talking in better terms because I was rooting for you to win, but
I appreciate
nonetheless.
that. You know, I've been surprised. I saw like a decent amount of people had me as like a potential winner pick, which for me was kind of flattering one, but like it was surprising just because I was like, I feel like at some point the light bulb was going to turn on for everybody else to get rid of me. So like, even though I think, I had the skill sets and the capabilities of winning, I think it was going to be when I had to tell everyone that I was a winner, I felt like it was going to be a long shot. I was like, I'm
Yeah.
fighting significant uphill battle, but then I didn't get put at risk. And I was like, okay, maybe I actually got a shot here. Um,
Yes. Speaking on that, is there part of you that kind of wished that nobody kind of recognized you? Because I feel like that's
yes.
kind of
Well, yeah, yes. Before you even
yeah.
spent, yes, 100%, Ricky. You have no idea how much I wanted to lie. Oh my gosh. I was like, if I was able to lie about like either my profession or especially like my reality TV past, oh my gosh. Oh, it would have been BB23 all over again. I would have been so excited. When coming into the game, I was kind of like, okay, if I'm able to lie, I think this goes really well for me. If I'm not able to lie, let's just try not to go home first. That was really my mentality. So then on night one, when Dylan told me he knew who I was, that's when I was like, okay, crap. Because I was like, okay, he's told me. That tells me that there's very possible that there's other people here who just aren't telling me. Turns out there was. Uh, we had a cast of 15 people total, including the new entries, and five of them either knew who I was or were familiar with Big Brother. Dylan, Lily, Casey, Nina, and obviously Wayne.
Yeah, and an interesting aspect of that is obviously this game's a little bit different, right? Big Brother, you're kind of playing it. Not sure there's the behind the scenes aspect of it, but this you're playing the game in two different modes. What kind of was your strategy um, after that first anonymous, where it kind of got aggressive? Did that kind of change your gameplay style?
No. So my initial strategy was pretending to be Lily. And so in the anonymous mode, I was just kind of like, okay, give people reason to think that I'm Lily. At that point in time, Lily and I had a solid relationship. Even if she got power, I wasn't really assuming that she was going to be gunning for me at that time. Obviously, that's not the case. But like, no, truthfully, I don't think she would have gotten rid of me early on. And even at the time that she got rid of me, I think just based off who was at risk, like you kind of based on it was me, Nina, Bisma, and Dylan. I think that was who was remaining available. Like out of that lineup, you got to take the shot at either me or Nina if you're actually playing the game. So like her taking a shot at me, I don't even think you see. She says she likes me. It's not even like at that point. I think she was able to take her emotions out and be like, this is just this is the decision that has to be made, and she made the right decision.
100%, 100%. We'll dive into that in just a minute. But in the block math competition, you predicted your own fate, but
Yep.
of course you trusted Jack anyway. Do you have any
No,
regrets
no,
not
no, no,
pushing
no.
back?
No, this is the magic of TV, Ricky. Ricky, Jack and I ran out of time. Yeah, Danny forced us to come to a decision. Because I was very, you see me hands on hip, locked in, like Jack, I'm not falling for your bullshit. Like that was because we had been going back and forth because he was sitting there just pointing at that dumbass number. And I was like, Jack, there's no way we're gonna solve for 1999 before somebody else solves for anything in this green row. I don't care how smart you are, I don't care how tall I am. With this wind, like that tower would need to be 10 foot tall at least. I can dunk on a 10-foot rim, but I can't slowly stack things and balance it at a 10-foot rim. That's not going to happen. And so like but he was just literally budging, and I was giving him every argument. I was like, you wanted to go for Lily, Bisma, and Dylan. The best way to make sure that those people are options is to take safety off the table so we get safety ourselves. One of us is safe. He was like, no, 1999. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Like Lily, Dylan, and Bisma are capable of solving for any number up here, but like Lily and Bisma are shorter. They're probably going to go for one of the green numbers. Dylan is with Marcel. They both probably want safety. They're going for one of the green. Like we need to go for the green, or at the very least, yellow. We should not be touching anything in the red if we're trying to make sure they're available. No, I want 1999. I was like, I'm gonna, oh boy, okay. So it literally got to the point to where Danny was like, you two have to make a decision now. And I was like, okay, so like if we don't come to a decision, in my experience, just in TV, if we don't come to a decision, we're disqualified from competing in the competition. So I don't get safety. or I have to concede and go with the number he wants, which is 1999, and trust that he might actually be smart enough to like figure this out before someone else solves for 50. Like that's why when you see me in the episode and I'm like, I don't even want to say it, that's because I didn't want 1999. I had no choice.
Yeah, so yeah, push the envelope. It was crazy because it was an interesting back and forth, but to know the little different
Oh
element
yeah,
is
no.
is
We were sitting there for probably about 20 minutes. Yeah. And then literally Danny was like, you guys are out of time. You have to make a decision. That's
yeah.
how we ended up on 1999. If it were up to me, I would have gone for anything green or at the very most, anything yellow.
You'd still be sitting there if you didn't have to, right?
Oh yeah. No, I think I would have liked our odds going for any number outside of the red row.
For sure.
And I think I would have and I was telling them, I was like, dude, we can go back. You can tell everybody that I just kind of bullheaded the conversation, made to where like I forced you to make us go for this low number. That's gonna help you socially. I just know I need safety. Like I'm just telling you, like, I'll make sure it doesn't blow up your game. I just want safety. And when he was so against that, I was like, okay, all right, you must think I'm stupid. Okay, so you're on something. I don't think you necessarily want me going home today, but you definitely are making it very clear that like there's a scheme about me that's not beneficial to me that you're a part of.
Yeah, watching it back, you've kind of realized that there was a scheme,
Oh yeah,
right?
oh yeah. I was like, okay, Jack's on something. So I was like, all right, you planting some seeds, fine. Don't worry, I got some seeds for you too.
Yeah,
At this point, I was big in my Batman bag. I've had enough allies turn against me. I was like, all right, if I got allies, trust me, I got a contingency plan for every single one of y'all. Just don't make
for
me bring
sure.
it up. Just don't make me bring
Exactly.
it up. It's that simple.
Speaking of elimination, you talked a little bit about Lily. Watching it back, how shocked were you that it was Lily that voted you out?
Not super shocked. So this is where I don't think so. In the beginning, you just heard me talk about how pretending to be Lily was what I was doing. At about the middle of day three, I realized, and you see me say it in the hideout when we're talking about like Tyrina, that like if someone's pretending to be Tyrina, they're helping her get votes. And that's when I pieced together, I was like, Lily might have been really high in the rankings because if I've done an effective job of portraying her, no one's correctly matching her handle, which is why with scissors, you see me completely abandon that strategy because like you shouldn't be portraying anyone that you don't want to get power. And here, Jack really doesn't want Lily or Bisma to get power, but he's trying to pretend to be Lily or Bisma in the chat. And it's like, that's directly counterproductive to what you want. Um, so yeah, seeing that Lily got power didn't surprise me, knowing that like Jack was pretending to be Flamingo. It was just one of those things that I was like, damn it, Jack, you didn't piece that together. I did. Come on, man, you're smart.
Actually, it's crazy through watching this, and I've loved the show because it's definitely different, unique, and there's so many different layers to playing the game. But I didn't even think about that. If you're portraying a different digital handle, then that means people figured, like you said, right now, the flamingo, right now, everybody thinks is Lily.
Whoever in this game, whoever you're portraying, just know if you're doing a good job, you're giving that person a ton of votes too, because no one's correctly matching their handle. I figured
Right.
that out. Yeah, I figured that out within like the first 48 to 72 hours.
Yeah,
Which is
that's
why I
crazy.
stopped imitating Lily because I was like, at this point, I don't want Lily getting power, so I can't keep doing that strategy. I thought Jack realized that, but he definitely didn't because you see in the match challenge, he says like, I don't think Lily or Bisma are getting power, and I was like, yeah, he definitely didn't compute that in pretending to be her. You're giving her that you might be giving her that boost that she needs to get power, and in this
Right.
instance, it's
It
exactly
did.
what happened. Yeah,
Exactly. All right.
yeah.
With the remaining contestants left, my final question for you is who do you think is going to win the anonymous?
When I left the game, I felt like either Jack or Nina was in the best position to win. I gave Nina a slight edge over Jack. Um, Jack, I felt like was a very active game player. Obviously, I had no idea he won the anonymous as much as he'd been winning. But I feel like he was a very active game player. But I know with more active game players, it's easier to slip up and make mistakes. Like obviously, I've already caught on to him. Um, might have planted some seeds to where his name's being brought up more in conversations the following episode after my elimination. And it's just one of those things where it's like people, I told him in that match challenge, I was like, dude, if I leave, people are going to start looking into you. Your target's going to get bigger. Like the reason, like me getting safety is huge for you because One, I'm not going to tell anybody the things that I already know about you. But if you're scheming against me, I'm telling everybody. No, I'm not going to tell everybody, but I definitely told some people that I trust. Um, three individuals, which you guys will see. But or maybe you won't, and then that'll be another conversation. But yeah, and so I also said something when I left that people keyed in on too. But these are the fun behind the scenes things. Yeah, so like it was just this game, Ricky, this
It
game.
is. It's
Yeah,
fantastic. I really
I
enjoyed
have
it.
Jack or Nina. I give Nina a slight edge because in a social strategy game, I know, and this is no Jack's playing a very good game. Nina's playing a winning caliber game. The reason why I say that is because in a social strategy game, you need to be the person who's making the least amount of mistakes, and that person is Nina. Jack's playing a very active game, has his hands very much with the blood, but like it's easy to get caught up. And Nina's fully leaned into the fact of like using him for her benefit, which is the correct move for her because he's not wavering on his like trust for her. She can use him as long as he wants, and then when she's ready to get rid of him, discard him.
Yeah,
So yeah, in my
exactly.
opinion, Nina was playing a more winning caliber game, but I thought Jack had the tools to potentially win.
For
If that
sure.
makes
Xavier, that's my time, man. Thank you so much, man. It's been a pleasure chat with you. Hopefully we can chat again in the future, man. I've had a great time.
sense. Appreciate it, Ricky. It's a pleasure to meet you, man. The beard is killing it. Keep it up.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.